So we hope you're enjoying the new single Soundz by us truly,
Pynnacol.
Today I want to just present to you this wonderful special guest who we got to have on this track.
Yes.
Mr. Mychael Gabriel, who graced us with his
seasoning, his spices,
saucy guitar
wonderful guitar.
Mychael Gabriel is he's a Bay Area born guy, but he has lived I think most of his life in Minneapolis.
In the snow, cold.
He has an incredible, interesting story because he is like the godson of Shuey and also the godson of Prince. Like
yes.
He's both camps. He bridges the Oakland Minneapolis gap so well. He's kind of like the embodiment of Minneapolis,
and
Oakland,
the Bay Area,
and fit the song so tremendously well.
He did.
He released a solo album in 2023 called Genesis. I'm going to encourage you all to check it out.
Go check it out.
And then lastly, what was very fortunate for us, he's also an avid filmographer, videographer, and
director.
He directed the film, the video for this
and edit,
song.
And coloring.
He did it all.
He did it all. One shop stop.
Check out a little bit of us hanging out with Mike. Okay, so
perfect.
Right. I was gonna say one of our goals, but we never actually had a goal, huh? I mean, it wasn't. We just said, let's just do this thing.
Just put it just right and just see what happens.
I mean, part of it was just like, let's showcase our skill as writers and as producers, kind of just like, what we can put together. If we're just following a story and an emotion and throw it at each other with the song Soundz in particular. I mean, Raymond just sent me this skeletal bass line.
It was just the bass, a click, and a little loop maybe or something like
Just
that.
to keep the place.
Just to keep the time.
And he, on Soundz, you just sent that straight to me. Remember, you sent it to me, and I was like, it was in song form. It was like already like, it was not like up here, blah, 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 this. It was like, okay, it's like a Holland, Dozier Holland kind of song. I don't know. I hear. Oh, there's a change. Like, that must be a bridge or a pre-chorus or what is that?
Right.
And I'm trying to fit those parts in, and eventually it evokes something in me, like some kind of like, ooh.
Can't get your voice out my head. I miss your warmth in my bed. Baby, won't you come around? Oh, 'cause I miss your sound.
And then as I was hearing the song, I'm like, oh, the melody is up there. It's way up there. And that's not my vocal range. However, I was like, but I know the melody needs to be up there. And I sang it as I was writing the words just for posterity, just to remember what the melody was running through my head. And honestly, I mean, really, I'm not flexing. That is the actual vocal tape.
Yeah.
That is the actual vocal tape.
That original
That
is
is
the actual vocal
not
tape.
We didn't redo it or
Really?
And
we didn't re-sing
so the
it or
vocal
nothing.
tape here is literally moments after the writing of it is happening. And it was like placeholding, thinking, we'll get somebody to sing this tune or whatever.
Right.
And then ultimately, just
So it's just raw inspiration right there in that
very
moment.
much so. Very
That is
much
so cool.
So very, very stream of conscious, whatever you want to call it. It's just capturing the lightning in the bottle and then just getting it done, like really making that commitment, like, Raymond, within hours, you're going to hear what I've done to it. And I do the same process to him on other songs. Here, this is what I've just given you. And he would throw, his writing and his elements on there. And so, yeah, I mean, sometimes to be honest, I'm a little shy because that's not really the vocal style I usually sing myself, but it felt so right for the song that had been, like the song said, this is what I need, not Rose Ann, do this thing, or Raymond. It's like, this is, and I believe very strongly that songs are entities and they're born of emotion, and of the moment. And if you really listen hard enough, like when you're stuck, you listen hard enough, it will tell you what it wants. It will tell you what it wants.
Back to where you said that was the original vocal. The first single that we did with Frank, same thing. There was a bit of it. I said, you need to re-sing this part. But after re-singing it, the emotion, the feeling
The moment
wasn't there.
is kinda gone.
I was just like, okay, let's go back to the original vocal.
And I want to say one more thing on Soundz. The only thing we did do, like, as a construction afterward, is like, okay, well, this needs background vocals. So
Right.
I sang them, but it's Raymond who was up in my ear going, sing.
What? For real?
Heck yeah.
You produced it.
Hey,
Hey.
that's just what
You know?
popped in my head. I was just like,
I
okay.
need this.
Ooh, all the waiting is waiting on me. And ooh, sometimes I can hardly.
And then, of course, we also said, man, you know what? We need like guitar on this
We
track.
need some guitar.
We
Yeah.
need some guitar. And who would be that? I want to say, give it that edge, kind of like rock, pop, Isley, early Isley, just like,
Right.
and give it that the first note where the guitar. We knew that had to be the note.
first note,
That
yeah.
wing, the ninth,
Yeah,
and then obviously Mychael Gabriel's name came up.
that's it.
You're making me blush. Oh my god.
I'll tell you something. You know, we do all play in E-Train together. At least I do. You guys have been playing together for years, but you give it just kind of like that shine, and just like this edge. That's
It's the
just that
it's
pop.
the ear candy, it's the pop,
It's the pop
the
angle.
guitar that you just want to hear. Just be like, okay, Mike. As soon as he sent the tracks, the files back, I just opened them and I just threw them in a session and I hit play and I was just like, that's it.
Yeah.
That's it. Mychael Gabriel.
Stylistically, I'm simply on point. Simply
Yeah.
on point, and it gave it lift.
Yeah.
It gave it really lift. So that's why Mychael Gabriel is on this track.
And then he has this one track called the
I label all of my guitar tracks something, right?
Yeah.
Is it so? There's Dream, and I think there's Mousy.
Mousy.
Mousy, yeah.
If you listen to this song, I'm gonna challenge you to figure out the mousy guitar part. It sounds like a little mouse. And people that know me know that I don't like mice or rats. But the track is called Mousy.
You know what? I didn't even think of that when I sent
See?
it. Like
Wow.
it wasn't. It's like that's just what I label that as.
Yeah.
And for the musicians out there, I just throw like an octave pedal like on just like a clean guitar track and just kind of noodle. But it always has a mousy quality
It
to
has
me.
a mousy
and
sound.
so like I label it like not with the technical term like octave pedal guitar,
Right.
but just like what feeling it
sounds
kind
like-
of
yeah.
evokes. So
Yeah, the mousy.
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 Your kind of loving is heavenly, 'cause it's healing me.
Thank you both for trusting me with this song. I remember when you first sent it to me, it was like last year, right?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And when you sent it to me, I immediately within like the first like 4 bars, I was like, man, yes. Totally.
I know what to do.
Yeah, I was like, oh yes, just let me add it. Send
Yeah.
me the file.
And then he sends me back 84 tracks of guitar. No, no.
I just had fun with it. Honestly,
that's what it is.
I really did. And you guys gave me so there was a guide for the initial sort of motif.
The first, yeah.
But you guys were very very gracious in letting me, have some creative license with the guitar parts. And it was
normally
a lot of
if
fun.
we're going to call somebody, we're calling them to just say, hey, you do what you do
Sure.
and have fun with it. And we don't try to put some range. No, play this lick for, no, play it exactly. You
No.
just,
Right.
You just do what you do.
After all these years, there's 2 things that I try to avoid. Number 1 is you need to have a little bit of control of your project, but too much control will kill the art. It's
Right.
over.
Yeah, that's true.
And the other thing is when you micromanage people who you trust, actually, who are talented, you shouldn't even micromanage anybody who you don't think is talented. But it just never works. It just backfires. And if you want somebody to collaborate with somebody, to me, the whole collaboration is to exchange our different personalities and what we can all contribute,
Right.
And if you try to micromanage some of these, I mean, it makes for a really, really sucky environment. Don't do that, kids. Don't micromanage. Don't say, oh, play that. Oh, no, we need to start from the beginning because that one little note was a little hair out of place. Okay, we got programs. We got programs to fix those notes. But that is the difference today, especially today, with all the ways you can make music and really giving it that human, emotional touch that cannot be replicated.
Right.
So, yeah, and that's you lent it to us.
Thank you guys. I mean, it all goes back to like music being a conversation, right? And it's like you wouldn't interrupt somebody in the middle of a conversation, be like, no, you said the wrong thing. Go back and repeat that.
Right.
Let's run that back. Okay, let's start this conversation from ground zero again, and let's see where we end up. And it has to have that organic human element to it. And I'm just so happy to be a part of this project.
The other touchstone on this is that not only did Mychael Gabriel play the guitar, he has many hidden talents, and one of it is his penchant and love and passion for videography. And because we had a situation in which we actually shot the video prior, and then there were some unforeseen circumstances, he stepped in and, by way of talking and us all being together, the idea come up, maybe we can still put this together. And he came in and directed it and kind of storyboarded things, even when neither of us knew, but had the wherewithal to cut something for us that I'm totally proud of. There were no version 1, version 2, version 3, version 4, because the first version he sent us was just, it flowed, it felt like the music, it was gorgeous, the colors were bursting, and there was a rhythm to it. And anyway, I would just ask you, Mike, real quick. I mean, how did you feel about directing videos?
I've been dabbling in video since before COVID, but COVID is when I really started taking it a little bit more seriously. I recognize it as another passion of mine. It's so similar to music in that like you start with nothing with music, right? And then you're literally bending air to make mechanical vibrations that touch not only people's ears, but hopefully someone's soul at the end of the day, right? And you can kind of do that in the same way with visuals. It just starts with like ideas that you're just bouncing back and forth with friends in this example, and I feel like we hit a little stroke of genius in that moment, and everything just lined up the way that it was supposed to happen. And I am so happy with the way that the video turned out. And I just want to remind everybody that's watching, part of the 30-day challenge was you only had 24 hours to complete the song, right? Like that was part of the
24 hours, complete song, not just a scratch. I mean, complete form.
Right.
Verse, chorus, lyrics. Everything. Complete song.
So to be led into that on guitar as a creative, I was really honored. But then also to kind of see the artistic vision all the way through in the form of a music video, it was just fun. It was just a blast. I honestly had fun with it from beginning to end. Be a part of the video is just a cherry on top, honestly.
Well, Mike doesn't know yet, but it was a 30-day challenge. This is the second single. We have 27 more to go. So he might as well get his directing and video, get your storyboard together for the rest of the songs.
Your math is wrong because it's 30-day challenge. We released 2 songs. So 27 and 2 is 29.
Oh yeah, no, 30 minus 2 is what?
28.
Oh yeah.
Bro, your math isn't mathing.
My math is not mathing, man.
Bass players.
Hey, we just count up to 4. Like how many more movies before you take over Steven Spielberg's place? Because
Spielberg, I'm coming after you. It's not a big deal, but kind of is. I don't know about you guys, but I have had a wonderful time at what's this place called?
It's Pynnacol in Atlanta.
Food court.
On Ponce de Leon Avenue. Amazing. Great food. Too much food, actually.
Yes. Now we're full.
And a photo booth that
gotta
makes
go
you
to
picture
work.
like that, I'm not so sure, but you know.
We got souvenirs. I mean, what more can you ask for? We full bellies.
You know, me and my friend Harry. This is Harry. That's Bones. And that's Sleepy up there. You know. Happy Halloween to you
And
guys.
listen, don't wait that long to listen to our music. This is what's gonna happen.
That's what happened.
Oh.